The French had attacked the battery, and seeing Kutuzov were firing at him. After this volley, the regimental commander clutched at his leg. Several soldiers fell, and a second lieutenant who was holding the flag let it fall from his hands. It swayed and fell, but caught on the muskets of the nearest soldiers. The soldiers started firing without orders. "Oh, groaned Kutuzov despairingly and looked around. "Bolkonsky," he whispered, his voice trembling from a consciousness of the feebleness of age. "Bolkonsky," he whispered, pointing to the disordered battalion and at the enemy. "What's that?" But before he had finished speaking, Prince Andrei, feeling tears of shame and anger choking him, had already leapt from his horse and run to the standard. "Forward, lads!" he shouted in a voice piercing as a child's. "Here it is," thought he, seizing the staff of the standard and hearing with pleasure the whistle of bullets evidently aimed at him. Several soldiers fell. "Hurrah!" shouted Prince Andrei, and scarcely able to hold up the heavy standard, he ran forward with full confidence that the whole battalion would follow him. And really, he only ran a few steps alone. One soldier moved, and then another, and soon the whole battalion ran forward shouting "Hurrah!" and overtook him. A sergeant of the battalion ran up and took the flag that was swaying from its weight in Prince Andrei's hands, but he was immediately killed. Prince Andrei again seized the standard, and dragging it by the staff, ran on with the battalion. In front he saw our artillerymen, some of whom were fighting, while others, having abandoned their guns, were running toward him. He also saw French infantry soldiers who were seizing the artillery horses and turning the guns around. Prince Andrei and the battalion were already within 20 paces of the cannon. He heard the whistle of bullets above him unceasingly, and to the right and left of him soldiers continually groaned and dropped, but he did not look at them. He looked only at what was going on in front of him, at the battery. He now saw clearly the figure of a red-haired gunner with his shako knocked awry, pulling one end of a mop, while a French soldier tugged at the other. He could distinctly see the distraught yet angry expression on the faces of these two men, who evidently did not realize what they were doing. "What are they about?" thought Prince Andrei as he gazed at them. "Why doesn't the red-haired gunner run away as he's unarmed? Why doesn't the Frenchman stab him? He will not get away before the Frenchman remembers his bayonet and stabs him." And really, another French soldier, trailing his musket, ran up to the struggling men, and the fate of the red-haired gunner, who had triumphantly secured the mop and still did not realize what awaited him, was about to be decided. But Prince Andrei did not see how it ended. It seemed to him as though one of the soldiers near him hit him on the head with the full swing of a bludgeon. It hurt a little, but the worst of it was that the pain distracted him and prevented his seeing what he had been looking at. "What's this? Am I falling? My legs are giving way," thought he, and he fell on his back. He opened his eyes, hoping to see how the struggle of the Frenchman with the gunners ended, whether the red-haired gunner had been killed or not, and whether the cannon had been captured or saved. But he saw nothing. Above him there was now nothing but the sky, the lofty sky, not clear, yet still immeasurably lofty, with grey clouds gliding slowly across it. How quiet, peaceful and solemn, not at all as I ran, thought Prince Andrei. Not as we ran, shouting and fighting, not at all as the gunner and the Frenchman with frightened and angry faces struggled for the mop. How differently do those clouds glide across that lofty, infinite sky. How was it that I did not see that lofty sky before? And how happy I am to have found it at last. Yes, all is vanity, all falsehood, except that infinite sky. There is nothing but that. But even it does not exist. There is nothing but quiet and peace. Thank God.
War and Peace, Unabridged. A Naxos AudioBooks production.